So are y'all ready to cuss me out? Let's do it and let's get into it. Was Virginia determined to drag Devin and to ruin him in front of the whole world? I'll let you determine that downtown in the comment section. But this is going to be a very unpopular opinion. Hi, everybody, and this is Auntie. And if it is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button and joining this family. To all of my nieces, nephews, and my members who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. Well, I have decided not to cover Love is Blind because there'd be too many episodes dropping in too many times, and I just ain't got time to keep up with it. I have been watching. I, like every one of you all, was waiting on this season finale, waiting on the reunion show to see what was really going on. So I'm going to talk about a specific couple, and that is Virginia and Devin. I have been watching the going ons between Virginia and Devin, quite like you all, from the time that they got into the pods and from the time that we got to this reunion show. And I know this opinion is going to be unpopular. Of course, you know that um, during a wedding ceremony, Virginia decided that she was not going to marry Devin. She knew this from the time she got up in the morning until the time she walked down the aisle and told him and devastated him. I know that a lot of people think that I'm always taking the man's side about things, and maybe I do. I doubt it, but maybe I do. I'll give you that, right? Then I want to talk about a couple of things that I saw that I thought was red flags with her and why I believe that she intentionally wanted to put his business out on the street and make him look as bad as she could. Virginia was one of those type of people when we first met her, to me, that could turn it off and turn it on. She had these baby voices when she wanted to have the baby voices, and then she had the regular voice. In my opinion, I kind of never really knew which Virginia was going to come out the pod, whether or not she was in the pods, on a honeymoon, or in the apartment. Devin, I think that Virginia always saw Devin as being beneath her. Always. I think that it started off very early in the relationship. I think that she judged him based on the other young lady that he liked. And she was in competition to get this man. And so she got him. And I'm going to take my time because the opinion is so unpopular, right? That I really want to take my time in explaining why I am where I am with Virginia. Last night, I have to say that I was really disappointed in her. I was disappointed in her even when she did her last interview at the wedding. Virginia had been in this relationship with Devin, right? And she decided that, like a lot of older women like myself, that, she was making that money. Everything, in my opinion, that Virginia did was revolved around money. I don't think that Virginia really knows who she clearly is outside of her ambitions and her money. And you can have money, aspire to have money. Hell, we all aspire to have money. But when you worship money, right, that's a problem. The, the word says that the love of money is the root to all evil. And in my opinion, Virginia loves money. She told him right off the bat, right, that she wanted to be a millionaire. Okay, so that wasn't his life. That wasn't where he was. But okay. As we all know, most women make more money than men in our community. Let's just go ahead and keep it a buck. We're more educated, we make more money, we're more business minded, right? And you can disagree, just let me know downtown in the chat because I want to hear from you. As women, we are more career oriented, right? Black women got it going on all day. One of the things that escape a lot of us is love and finding a relationship, which is why Virginia and Devin decided that they would sign up for this show. But when she got on the show, right, it all was about money. Even the way that she addressed and handled the prenup. Now, I've told you all multiple times at this age in my life, if I was to get married, I would absolutely do a prenup. I think that a prenup is a contract. It is an agreement between two people, right? That, and you structure it the way you want to structure it. Virginia structured it so that whatever the two of them came into the relationship with, they would walk away with. Whatever they built together was fair. That was fair. But it was a way in which she would look at him as if he was nothing. I remember in this episode when Virginia went to his apartment and she saw his shoe collection. Okay. And she said, how are we going to pay for that? I got to finance that. I got to pay for that. Well, no, you don't. So I think that financially, right, she looked at him, looked down on him financially. And we do. It just is what it is. We look down on, on people sometimes based on where they are in their finances, how they live their life, right? We all have our preconceived notions, and we all have our, our judgment and our prejudices against certain things, right? I don't want a broke man. I've said that multiple times that I don't want one. I can't tolerate it. And it's something that I never would have gone into. But here's where the problem is with me in Virginia, because I think that Virginia, wow, I think that it was the attitude in which she gave him the prenup. It was almost as if, she was standing over him as she looked down on him about the prenup. Everything is about presentation and how you present something. Now, of course, this shocked him, and he said that, he needed to have a lawyer to look at it and have his parents to look at it, X, Y, and Z. Knick-knack, paddywhack, give a talk about. I really do believe in some ways that Virginia was using this as an out. I think that she had discovered while being in this relationship with him that the two of them were unequally yoked spiritually, financially, and in other areas of their life. She knew that he was a Christian man, right? She knew he was a Christian man. And but I think that she looked down on him. At the end, when she went down the aisle, right? She had her family around and stuff like that. She knows what her family makeup is. They've met each other's parents and stuff like that. She's played the game. She's had this squeaky, sweet voice on and all that kind of stuff, which I just was kind of peeping at from the beginning. But I'm going to tell you what solidified my opinion of her. Virginia was in this relationship with this man who she said would not allow her to have conversations on screen. After she decided, right, to not get married to him, now she's willing to spill his tea. She said that she was protecting Devin and said that she didn't know whether or not this was a cultural thing. I understood where she was going, but trust and believe me, women of every culture protect men and vice versa. There's some men who protect their wives and protect their women and the women that they're with to make sure that when they're around family and friends and stuff like that, their flaws isn't showing. There's nothing heroic, and I think I butchered that word, but y'all know what I mean, about what she did. If she believes it's culture, then what she did was average. Because that's just culture. I never saw Virginia as protecting him. I saw in Virginia's body language and in the way that she presented things, right? I saw her judging him. And I don't know whether or not you all did, but I did because body language is everything. It is said that 72, I believe, 72 or 74% of our communication is nonverbal. And I watched Virginia's nonverbal skills. I watched her, in my opinion, as I said earlier, judge this man based on his financial status. Point blank into the period. So she gives him the prenup agreement. He signs it, and everything's peachy keen until she goes down the aisle. And now that she's going down the aisle, and all the families have met, right? The little granddaughter is the flower girl and all that kind of stuff. And then she gets down there and she says that she can't marry Devin. As soon as soon as this was over, all the protection was gone. All the protection that she said that she thought was cultural was gone. Okay, fair. You do you. You feel like you don't want to cover him anymore. You don't want to protect him anymore. Okay. But my whole thing is, why did it take you and the other brides to get to the wedding to decide that this wasn't the man for you? That y'all didn't align spiritually? You didn't align financially? Like, why did it take this for Virginia, who I feel like is a very smart, educated woman? Trust me, in me saying what I'm saying, I'm taking nothing away from Virginia. I think that she is fantastic. However, I do believe that she was determined to put Devin's stuff out there on the street, but yet say that she was protecting him while not protecting herself. So after she does that, she tells us that Devin received a check, right? His mama told him. No. I see you, Christine Sunshine. Hi, boo. Welcome. No, there's been couples that have done this before. That's not the premise of the show. Love is blind. You can make a decision at the altar. But Love is Blind has never, since I've been watching it, has forced a couple to make their decisions at the altar. There have been other couples in previous seasons who have made these decisions 2 days later after the honeymoon. So I understand what you're saying, but that's not how it goes. At any time that she wanted to end this, she could have ended this. I think that when you feel like you don't, first of all, when you know that you don't spiritually align with somebody, why even go through having your family, your friends, and everybody go through that And then she's sitting in the van saying, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. You know why? Because you had everybody riding on this. See, I would care more about my family and my friends and how this would affect everybody. And just cut it off before I would have my whole entire family get ready, go through all of this emotional stuff, and only to say no when I already know that I think that he is broke and that he was steal money. Because in my opinion, she was basically accusing him of stealing money without even having to ask the question. I think it's unfair. Y'all, this is just my opinion. Y'all let me know down in the comment section because I'm really curious to hear what y'all say. I'm really curious to hear what y'all have to say. But I think that it was low down dirty of her. I thought that she was a bigger person than to accuse this man and put it out there in the street that he stole money or that he had an intention to hide or steal money, in my opinion. I thought that she was absolutely better than that. And I thought that it was unfair. I truly did. They did not align on their Christian beliefs. She said right after the wedding that his mother told them that they told her that they had received a check and he didn't tell her. But did she ask? Do we not have a duty to ask? Absolutely. See, Allie said, I was tired of the fake outrage and performative activism. Both her and Sarah didn't seem genuine. If you don't align with someone's value, it's over day one. I couldn't have said it any better. I think that it's unacceptable to call someone a thief unless you have proven that this person is a thief. And basically, everything that she said was based on an assumption. And I like the way that he did not challenge her ignorantly like Tim did last year. That he kept it kept it cool. But it was unfair that sister to do that. Especially since she said I was protecting him. No, what you were doing was being in the life of a man and not making him be accountable and not forcing him. Okay, well, not forcing him. I don't want to say that. But not being able to communicate with the man to know what he felt and where he was. So it just made me think if he says something, you did not dig deeper. And if you're going to be married to someone, you dig deep. But in my opinion, you're not willing to do the work because you would rather put it out on Front Street than to have that hard conversation in the confounds of your home. If he's not answering the questions, and you could sit on television, on Netflix, God's Netflix, and say, I don't know where he stands, then that means that you didn't do the digging, you didn't do the research, you didn't listen to his mama or daddy or take any of that into account. Because had you listened like the rest of us listened, you would have known where he stood. She made it her business to make accusations without even finding out what the truth was. Didn't do enough research on this man. But then you sit there, in my opinion, and just take the man's name and drag it through the mud because it's easier for her to do that. It's easy to get up there and embarrass him that way. I could not, I didn't, I couldn't understand why a woman with such intelligence would do that. One of the things, and I thank you for bringing that up. Hey, Miss DC. Miss DC said, I don't care for Devin after how he treated the bi girl when she opened up. But you know what? Thank you so much for bringing that up, Miss DC. It explained it because of his Christian beliefs. His Christian beliefs. Okay, let's just go ahead and be, okay, let's just be a buck, right? I'm going to be a buck. The first church that I grew up in, living in DC, told me that homosexuality was an abomination before God. That God ruined or destroyed a whole city, Sodom and Gomorrah, because of homosexuality. I grew up in a Christian church at that time. I was going to a Christian church, being a young girl. It was not, okay, hear me, don't judge me, hear me. It was not until I had my own experiences with people. It was not until I met people who were in the LGBTQIA community that I had to challenge what I've been taught all my life. Well, not all my life. He is in a Christian church, and if he's in a traditional Christian church like the first one I went to, absolutely he's going to respond to her like that. Because we have been programmed. I don't know about anybody else's community. I'm talking about the community that I grew up in DC, in the church that I went to. I have been programmed to believe that it was the biggest sin that anybody could ever commit was being a homosexual. And until he goes outside of that religion, because most people stay in their mom and daddy church all their damn life, until you go outside of that and you begin to really live life and you begin to rightfully divide the word of truth, then you understand that every man and woman got to be accountable to God for their own life. That see, we forget the scripture that says, judge not, lest ye be judged. Because by the same measure that you judge someone, you're going to be judged as well. It's where you rightfully divide the word. So she found out that, but yet she walked down the aisle. But you can't be mealy-mouthed and not challenge this man and figure out, where are you at with this? It's just like the other guy that was saying that he didn't know anything about George Floyd, but he lived in the same state in which the incident occurred. I think that we assume that people know better, but you don't do better unless you know better. And instead of challenging him inside the confounds and the safety of their relationship, she waits to do it on television. I'm telling you, it was not until I got outside of those four walls of that church and began to meet and know people based on their character, who they were. I had that same thought. But then I learned that they people just like me. I got sins of my own. Honey, I will come out here and give you a scripture and cuss through the next 5 minutes. So if God is the God that judges us based on sin, I would die with the first curse word that came out my mouth. And so I don't judge people based on what I've been taught. But she, in my opinion, could not wait. I don't know what Devin believes, but I know what I believe. I believe in this, and I believe in that, and I believe in this. And Devin is saying what I learned to say, right? In my first experience with God in the church, I love everybody. And I'm going to tell you right now, people that believe like that, they think that they love everybody. Thank you, Jessica, for that comment. Y'all looking at y'all comments. I'm not going to bring them up on the screen because I don't want anybody to, think that I'm picking them. I thank you for that comment, Jessica, because Jessica said, she said he did not want to discuss anything on camera. See, we got to make sure that we qualify that. She said that they had these discussions. He told her what he believed in, his fundamental core values, but he didn't want to discuss them on television. That's what I heard. I did not. She started from the beginning to say, I know what his core values are. I'm sorry, not is. And then she went on to say, but I don't know if I can speak to him because he didn't want to talk about it on camera. Do you know how many couples don't talk about this stuff on camera? But that doesn't mean that she doesn't know, because she knew about his core values because she threw them down in his face in front of everybody on Netflix. She implied that he does not agree with homosexuality. She implied that he has a problem with different races and religions. She implied that, so she knew it. Because if you don't know it, you don't know it to imply it. So she was absolutely aware of where he stood. But she wanted to make sure that she let everybody know that she did not align with him. And it's a way to do everything without tearing a person down. All she could have said was, we don't agree fundamentally. He agrees, there are certain things, as far as religion and race and different cultures that we don't agree with. She did not have to qualify those things by saying what she said. In my opinion, it was her intention to make it come off as a negative. Let me tell you something. Just like she said that she believes that religion is just like different cultures and people. It's the same thing with him. Why judge him and make it a negative, right? Because of what he believes in fundamentally based on his religion. I have been doing YouTube for years. We all don't agree on the same thing. We all don't have the same life. We don't agree and align in every religion and every thought pattern and our political affiliation. We don't. But here at this channel, we are family. And we get in where we fit in. And we agree with what we agree with, and we disagree with what we disagree with, but we do it in love. We don't judge each other based on whether or not you agree with me or not. Because Okay, that's your opinion, but I'm not there yet. Anyway, I'll come back, sweetie. We don't agree on everything here. Y'all come from everywhere. I have subscribers all over this world. But we agree on one thing. And that's what we watch. And when we don't agree, we say it in the comments. We're respectful with one another. But we love each other based on what we do agree with. We love each other based on what we do agree with. And unless it's something that's just absolutely disrespectful, I let it go sometimes. Sometimes if it's disrespectful, oh, I'm going to challenge you. And you know what I'm saying? I'm going to challenge you in the comment section. But even over the years, I've learned and I've had to grow and mature and understand that what I want is the live, which is why I do the lives, because the comments are live. Ray Della, I'm hoping is checking them. You know what I'm saying? But you know, as far as disrespects and stuff like that. But y'all, we all breathe the same air. But that same air that we breathe don't go in the same body. My air go in mine and yours go in yours. And we have to learn how to handle people who believe things differently in a way that's respectful and not a way that's judgmental or saying that he is wrong. Because whatever you believe in, that's what you believe in. And I ain't got a heaven nor a hell to put you in. But I love you right where you are. And I love you for who you are. I don't give a damn if you worship socks. We watch 90 Day Fiance together. We watch whatever shows together. We come out here and we talk and we get along and we have a great time. And that's fine. The Bible says, let your no's be no's and your yays be yays. And she saw this stuff in this man from day A and waited until to go down the aisle and to get in front of everybody. Everything she said on that stage, including that check, was an assumption. She never saw him in a positive light. She saw him as the glass half empty and not the glass half full. Because she had already prejudged him that she was better than him because of her finances. Point blank and simple. And on the smallest things, we do judge people. We do. We all got I'm telling you, we all got our preconceived notions about people and about things. We do. And we ain't going to sit up here and act like we don't. That's what we're not going to do. We're not doing it. Then she says that there was a letter that was left on the night table. She read it. It was an ex-girlfriend. She didn't talk about the contents of it. She said it in a negative way to imply, again, in my opinion, that he had done something wrong. He said all it was a friend whose partner was at the wedding. How many of you all have old boyfriends or old girlfriends who have become family? But instead of her confronting him at the time that she sees it so that she can gain perspective, she sits on the stage and dumps it out. If you thought that there was a problem, sis, then you confront them and say, hey, what's this? Can you tell me what this is? See, that's maturity. She never thought the best of him. Everything was a fucking side eye. Who hurt you, sis? Why are you so fucking hurt? And as beautiful as she is, she needs to talk to somebody laid back on a fucking sofa somewhere. Why not confront the man and say, hey, what's this? Even if you got to go ghetto fabulous and be going off, your partner has a right to know. But see, for her, she needed it all to play out on the camera. Because whatever he didn't talk about on that camera was an issue for her ass. It was an issue. Why, sis? As long as we talk about it, it was talked about it. It's resolved. But why do that? And then instead of her coming having a comeback and saying, you know what, my bad, I apologize. I made an assumption that there was something nefarious going on. They asked her, did you know it was an old girlfriend? I mean, did you know about them being friends and that, it wasn't nothing to it but to do it? No, I didn't know. So you running back to the mother with loose lips that sink ships. But you don't have a conversation with the man you with? Oh, I forgot. Because it wasn't on camera. Let's not get it twisted. Because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. And her heart showed that she played a game. And playing a game and taking a whole bunch of foolala and books don't never benefit you. It will never benefit you. And you will be walking around with the side eye, third eye, fourth eye, and fifth eye instead of just fucking having the conversation. Excuse my language because I said I was going to try to do this. Without cursing. Then she just piling on stuff instead of hearing them. Because see, she didn't want answers. She just wanted to put accusations out with no fact finding, which is ignorant. Then she says, well, your mother told me that you got $1,000 check. And you didn't tell me anything about the check. And so, because you a broke bitch and you had a problem with signing a prenup, most of your money is in tennis shoes. And I don't trust you financially anyway because I'm above you financially, which a lot of black women are. We above men financially. Let's just go ahead and tell the truth out here. We want to talk about the truth. Let's tell the truth. Most of us make more money than the men that we date. There ain't nothing new in our community. But instead of giving him the benefit of the doubt that maybe we'll have the conversation after the fact, or maybe in order for me to quell my suspicions, I'm gonna say, baby, your mother told me that you got a check. So instead of doing that, in my opinion, you make an accusation that he had intention to steal it. Can you imagine someone treating you that way? He said, the reason why I didn't is because I was going to disclose it to you after we got married. Let me tell you why a lot of people want to believe that he did have intention to not do that. Let me tell you one of the reasons why I kind of saw what he was saying. I had a housewarming party. Prior to the housewarming party, there were envelopes that was mailed, sent in the mail for those people who couldn't attend. You know when I disclosed that those envelopes had come in the mail? After the housewarming party, when I brought and gathered all of them together. I wasn't doing anything that should have been. I wasn't doing anything that I felt was wrong. I felt like, okay, when we open them all up, I'll say, this one, look, so this one, here's one, such and such and such. They weren't able to attend, so they gave me this check. But she never gave him the benefit of the doubt. You know why? Because she always thought she was better than him. She judged him based on his finances. And most of the time, people who have bad finances have it because we lack understanding in that area. If she had been in his life years ago, maybe he would be in a place. But we have to understand that not everybody knows how to take care of their finances, which is why a lot of times we end up having people calling us to ask us to help them with this. You got $20 until I get paid. I need you to help me with my rent. Do you mind paying my electric bill? But if you a helpmeet, which is what God has made us to be to our men, why would you suspect him? Because he don't have as much money as you got and he ain't want to sign that fucking prenup that he didn't understand? How many of the people that you hang with every day got fucking prenups? I'll wait. I'll wait. How many people do y'all know before they got married, they got prenups? Because you know why they don't get them? Because they don't think that what they have is worth taking. It's not until you develop a certain level of wealth for some people that you realize I need to protect this. Or you are a later dater and you say, you know what, I don't want this person to be able to take away from my ability to leave something to my children that were not birthed in this relationship. But anytime you see a person and you think the negative, you don't mess with them anyway. She never saw it for this man. What I think that we need to realize is that with love is blind, it is a competition. And I think that we get away from the competition part. We get away from the cattiness and the dog fighting that goes on in the dorms. She was competing with another woman's for Devin's fucking heart. And then when she won, because the other woman self eliminated herself by telling him who she really was and what she used to do, then she won, but she didn't win. Y'all, it's a competition. I welcome the feedback. I know that not everybody is going to um agree with me. I'm one person. This is my perspective. I think that Virginia is going to find it very difficult to find someone because she is totally dependent on her money. And money ain't the answer to everything. It's not. Money can be here today and fucking gone tomorrow. And if that ain't the truth, I don't know what is. And when you get to be my age, you understand the real purpose and the real meaning for fucking money. And it's not to have money to judge other people or to look down at other people or to automatically assume that people don't have the right heart. I thought that it was disgusting to imply that this man was stealing money because that's what I thought that she did. I'm not saying that that was her intention. I'm saying that's what I thought she did. And I thought that it was unfair to someone she said that she loved. And then she's nasty because we saw the nasty coming out of her because he was like, I'm not going to drag her. I'm not going to engage. And I thought that that was smart because last season when Tim engaged, what did we do? We crucified Tim for engaging. Every man that has been on there that has engaged, we have crucified their asses. Let's be truthful. I'm so glad that people in my life give me the benefit of the doubt and don't think that I would steal something because I did not share. That they don't think that I would have ever said something. And I am more disappointed that she wouldn't ask. Because I'm gonna ask you. I'm not gonna make assumptions. I'm going to ask you, babe, your mama said you got to check. Where is it? Now, if he avoids it after I ask him and act like he don't know about a check, now, now, I have the right to make an assumption that you could possibly be a thief. But until and unless I ask, don't make an assumption. This girl is angry about with him about something else. Because all I saw her doing, in my opinion, was being on Get Back. And I know it's unpopular. I know my opinion is unpopular. But I believe something else happened in the relationship. And then she said that they were not sexually connected to each other. Why the would I sleep with a man who got his third, fourth, and fifth eye on me? Why would I want to be intimate with a monk that got to think twice about me and sleep with one eye open? Why would I want to be intimate with someone who treats me less than? Because I'm going to tell you, words are not everything. It's the vibe you get around people. He really wanted this to work, but she had already judged him straight out the fucking pods. As soon as she saw that waist with those titty shoes, he was judged. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've judged people too on less than that. Yeah, and I'm not ashamed to say it because that's what we do sometimes. But to sit there and accuse somebody on to sit there on television and accuse somebody of possibly stealing, she knew that they weren't equally yoked. She knew that they did not share the same core values. She knew. She knew. But yet she chose to wait until the reunion to try to embarrass him, in my opinion. She wanted to make sure she put all of that out. She wanted to make sure that everybody knew where he stood based on assumptions and not on research. Then she says, I tried to call him. Well, he lied. Because trust me, he lied. He probably did tell those girls that she ghosted him. Instead of him saying, I don't want to talk about it with y'all, he lied. He straight up told a lie. He also told a lie about wanting to get back with her. Because he's not perfect. He was lying his ass off. But he did not accuse her, make assumptions, and put it out there in the street. He didn't do that. He could have. He could have said a lot of stuff, but he didn't. Unpopular opinion. I think that Virginia was determined to get her get back. I think that Virginia was determined to put the worst out about him. I think that Virginia made assumptions and never asked the questions. Now, one of the things that I thought that he did that was disgusting is that she said that she went out and made this package for him, giving him hundreds of dollars. There we go, money. Money. Because, bitch, I can make a Snicker bar look special. Do you hear me? A card and a Snicker bar. I don't have to go out and buy you hundreds of dollars of gift cards. But anyway, she did. Everybody get their gifts differently. She said that she got him hundreds of gift cards. She had a jersey or whatever, all the stuff that he liked. And she asked him to come down and get it. And he didn't want to. And when he did, he said, you could have brought this up yourself. That was wrong. That was absolutely ungentlemanly of him. Because even if he thought it, he could have kept it to himself. Even if he thought that. One of the things that I've noticed about a lot of men is that um, chivalry is damn near dead. A man will fucking knock you down to get a carton of eggs out the refrigerator for his wife at home. No respect for you whatsoever. Go out with the men friends of yours and they ain't opening no fucking door. Some of them do, some of them don't. And the ones that don't, believe they have a good reason for not doing it. Just the things that your daddy brought you up on. They ain't gonna do it no more. They ain't gonna do it for a stranger, and some of them ain't gonna do it for a woman. And you know what? A lot of women don't expect it. I've seen women be out with their men that they're dating and they're married to, and they hop out their car quicker than he hop out. We gonna get this door. That's what we gonna do. We gonna get this door. We gonna get this door. But a lot of men aren't trained, and they think more highly of themselves than they ought to. Devin got a lot of work to do. He needs to grow up. Um, he appears to be, in some ways, very stubborn and self-centered, and he shouldn't have gotten a pass because I wouldn't have gave him a pass. Those hard conversations, if it meant that much to me, we would have had them. That I would have come out there knowing what I needed to know, or I would have ended the relationship. Period. We got to learn how to be responsible for us and not always try to be responsible for other people. When people don't meet us where we are, we got to learn how to walk away. Y'all, seriously, we just do. We got to learn how to say, you know what, I ain't got this to do. I just don't want to be in this relationship anymore. Like, fuck this. I just, I don't have this to do with him. And that's one of the things that I've learned. And I learned very early on. I have to walk away because I just ain't got this to do. And I would rather be by myself as far as, relationship or whatever, than to be with someone that I have to question his motives. I hope that she learns from this, and I hope that he learns, and I hope that this grows him up. He is one of those men who is an avoider. He avoided the confrontation with her. And so he minimized what she said, even though I thought what she said was inappropriate. He's an avoider. And women, when you want to know what a man looks like who is an avoider, use him as an example. He is going to avoid it. But it's up to you to make a determination on whether or not you are going to tolerate that. Anyway, I just wanted to come out here and talk about it because, like I said, I have been watching Love is Blind, but I wasn't going to cover it because it just takes too much energy and I just ain't got it to do. But I really want to know what your comments are in the comment section. I want to know how you feel on about it. Am I dead ass wrong? If I am, let me know. Let me know in a respectful way though, right? But let me know. And I will reply back to your comments. Thank you all so much for being here and for giving me the opportunity to speak on this. I wish I had covered it. I wish I had time, but I just didn't. And that other a-hole with the sister, where's the sister? Because if the sister don't show up, don't tell me a good thing she said. Because unless she ready to show her face and stay with her whole chest, 10 toes down to the ground, don't tell me nothing else that the sister got to say. Because I don't want to hear from the sister. Show up or shut the fuck up. Period, Pooh. I may go ahead on to talk about him too. Y'all let me know down in the comment section if y'all wanted me to talk about him and how I felt about the sister. But the thing about it, I kept sitting up there screaming at the screen, saying, girl, break up with him before he break up with you. I wanted her to get out there with her woman power. You know daggone well this man is playing you and he lying about the sister. Because if the sister ain't got nothing to say, if the sister ain't got nothing to say and ain't gonna show her face and put her foot up in that, like some good old banana pudding, Dave, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear nothing about what to make up your own mind. And if you say sister again, anyway, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. Until we meet again, y'all be safe out there in those streets and in the water. And if you ain't too mad at me, go ahead on and hit that subscribe bell and make sure you turn your notifications on so that when I go live, you go live with me. I love you all. Bye.